Well, happy Monday. As you can tell from where I'm at, we're home. Woot woot. Cassie's an excellent driver. We were leaving the parking garage. She got her instructions up, driving in directions, and one of we had to go down like a couple streets and then make a U-turn. And she was like, "Really, a U-turn?" And I'm like, "Oh, can we go a different way? Can we get back?" Nope, that was where the expressway entrance was. So we're like, "All right." Well, as we started driving, and we got out of the parking garage just fine, and the one street that we went down, I'm like, "Oh, well, that's the street we were walking a lot." So we knew what the area looked like. We knew what the U-turn looked like. So excellent. Did that just fine, not a problem. And we go down that street, and it pretty much like dead ends. And the instructions were to like go on the expressway on ramp, and there wasn't a sign for it. There was a sign. I think we had to get on 290, and there was a sign for 90, and you had to turn right. And again, like I said, there was no left turn, no whatever. And Cassie started going straight, and I'm like, "Oh my God! Like, what do you do?" And that was where the on ramp was. I was like, "Oh, phew." I'm like, somehow she saw it or whatever. Thank God, because like I said, there was no sign right there saying that, oh, 290 and with an arrow or anything. So we got on. It was fine. It was all stop and go throughout most of Illinois until we got to the northern part. And also it was kind of like, oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. People always talk about, oh, Chicago traffic getting out. And a couple times we've been there where I thought, again, like today, I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be rush hour traffic. It's like, 10, yeah, well, 10:30 a.m. We should be fine. And yeah, no, that was still rush hour stop and go traffic. So in the meantime, even on the way down there, when we had stop and go, I'm like, let's play the license plate game. Like, how many license plates give me, see how many states. So when, I don't know, back when I was little and we would take vacations, that was kind of one of the things we did was look at some license plates. Actually, you know what? No, I think more so when we took our vacations as a family. As a kid, we would look for the cows. Um, so I'm sure I did a license plate game though too. But then when we did it with our family, when the girls and I would go, the family, the whole family, when we took our few vacations, the girls and I would be looking for the license plate. Wayne was driving, so he was kind of occupied. But we would see how many license plates we could see. There's a bee crawling across. So while I was gone, the WASP guys came. We had put in a ticket for that. I didn't finish my okay, license plate story. So we would do the license plates, and I jotted them down on my notes app on the phone and stuff, and we ended up seeing 27 states and one from Ontario, Canada. So that was interesting. But, okay, so I'm seeing a bee crawl across the patio here, which reminded me that while I was gone, like right before I left, Wayne put in a ticket to our maintenance people about that we had the ground wasps. And so he got an email saying that they were going to come out and take care of that. So it was good. Like I said, the one day, was it Wednesday we went down, that whole day it rained. So it was raining up here too. So I'm like, well, we can't really come out on Wednesday. But I think he got the email on Thursday that they would come out. And I said, well, but did you, he forgot to tell him about the ones in the wall. He didn't see my part of the note that said there are ones in our electrical wall. And those are the type of bees that I think were in the house a couple of years ago, where they were going in the window well, and they were getting up under the siding, and they ended up getting in our basement, and they were in the house and stuff. And so we had to have them spray for that. That was one where I heard the buzzing in the walls. Well, now they're in our electrical wall, which again may lead to the house. So I may have to call them again, because as I came home, I thought maybe the guys, when they were spraying the ground wasps, they would see the ones they're flying too, because they're fairly close together. But they didn't. I still saw those bees coming in and out. I can see a nice one crawling across the patio right now. But Wayne did water the garden at least once, I think twice, while I was gone, which was nice. So I thought, I'm like, well, hopefully the cucumber's still there. And he's like, well, you'll see when you get home, because who knows in the meantime. Came back here. There's lots of digging going on, but here, let's check the garden. So, yeah, came around the corner, and even on the other side, I'm like, there's lots of dug spots, but my cucumber plant here is going wild. I don't know. This that stick is on an angle. I don't know how that happened, but my main cucumber is still there. Yay. I don't know if I can see if the one is on the other side. It doesn't look like there's any new tomatoes. Again, I'd had a few flowers on that plant. I mean, I guess there are a few more flowers. I do see the other little bees coming around to like try to pollinate them. And bumblebees have been here. The, the part of the pepper that's still in the garden turned red. See, I knew those peppers were supposed to turn red. I was hoping this year I would have gotten a red one. But yeah, it's all dug up there. And let's see if... Oh, the cucumbers all dried out. Guess we didn't get enough water. That's all right. But I can see. It's all dug up under there too. That's all right. We'll get this watered, see what happens. But then on this side too, well, okay. 2 of my pepper plants are making it. The other ones looks like all the leaves got eaten up. So, and obviously they've been digging that one. That one's still just as it is. But anyway, good to be home. I'm looking forward to sleeping in my own bed tonight. The first night we slept at the hotel, I was fine and it was comfy and it was like, oh yay. And then the next day I woke up and I thought, I had a little bit. Well, the next day I had hip pain. So I took Advil every morning. I took Advil and it was like, okay, and I was good for the day. I don't think I had a second dosage because again, with all the walking we did and stuff, like I said in the morning, I took one like a just in case dose as we go to Lala and walk around. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna take one as preventative. That was on Thursday. That was fine. Friday, I woke up with the hips hurting. Took some Advil, and again, I was good for the day. And I think I only had the 1 dose. Friday was kind of our day off, but we walked around the city. Still got our 8,000 steps in. And Saturday, I think I had a little bit of a backache. We woke up Sunday, had a backache. Because we were trying to make it to the stage and Cassie was walking really fast. That I had to try to run even a little bit. I'm like, oh, the back was just hurting. And then today I woke up and I was like, oh, the back is hurting. So at least I could make it to the car. We made it in one trip. We got all our bags together, which was nice. They were a little bit lighter because we had a little less to carry. As far as, we drank a couple of the big waters that I'd taken. I ate most of the banana bread. We ate the strawberries and stuff. So stuff at least was a little bit lighter. So I feel like the Sherpa, although we still had all these bags on us. We made it to the car, and that went fine. It was a short enough walk. So it was good. Again, good weather. Today's a little bit cooler. It's only in the 70s, not in the 80s. Still sunny. Still, we have the smoke advisory, the air quality advisory. I saw that. The computer before I left was supposed to have ended on Sunday. Supposed to have ended, I think, on Saturday, actually. And then they extended to Sunday, and then they extended it today. That's still the Canadian wildfires that smoke is affecting it. I could kind of see it in the skyline, and I didn't think it would show up on camera, though, so I didn't try to record it. But we're still supposed to have good weather this week, so that's good. But anyways, time to unpack, have some lunch. Tummy was starting to rumble on the way home here. Cassie just made herself like a bowl of her ramen type stuff. She needed something good to eat. The butt wasn't hurting as bad on the way home as it was on the way down there. We had to make a stop. We had to make a pit stop off the expressway and get her to be able to stand up and all that stuff. But we made good time on the way home. I didn't check. We were 12:30. I think we left at, like I said, I think we left by 10:30. And we made it home by 12:30. So that was good. Anyways, like I said, I'm gonna go grab something to eat. Happy Tuesday. Got my exercising in, get back to regular routine. I thought, you know what, I'm missing walking, so I want to take a walk. Thought I would go just to the corner and back, and then it was like, well, it doesn't feel long enough. So I'll go to the other corner. And I did that, and I'm like, oh, I haven't even walked 20 minutes yet. So I'm just going to keep walking for a little bit, at least till I hit that, and then turn around. And then I'm like, oh, again, now I might as well just keep going and walk the loop. And then as I looked over the lake, I saw the heron flying in. And it was like, oh, do I really need to turn around and go back so I can see you closer? But I'm like, nah, I will just keep up my walk here. So it was good to sleep in my own bed last night. As the day went on yesterday, my backache went away, so that was good. So it kept feeling better as the day went on. Waking up this morning, I did not have a backache, so that was nice. Although taking this walk, I'm actually a little tired. I'm surprised. I'm like, okay, after 4 days of walking, 9,000 steps, I'm like, I'm kind of missing it. Didn't do that yesterday. We sat in the car for a couple hours on the way home, and then I sat at my computer, which also was very nice. Sit on my comfy computer chair. The hotel chair was nice, but it was a little hard. So it was good. Did some editing and stuff. Tried to upload my pictures. I had downloaded all my photos from my phone every day onto the laptop so that I would have room on my phone for whatever. And it's like, well, now I need to transfer them though from the laptop onto my main computer. So Cassie helped me do that last night. So that took 2 hours to upload it to Google or something. And so now I still have to download them from Google onto my computer and work on that video. I did finish editing my Lala prep video, and I processed that this morning while I was sitting there. Oh, good Lord. So yeah, they are also doing blacktopping, surface recoating by our place this week. So today, I need to take a shower and change my bag, and then I will hopefully go out. I need to go to the post office and check on that mailing of that blanket, and then park on the street. So that'll go okay. Yeah, other than that, Sunday we did do a chat with Mandy and Wayne. So Cassie and I were both awake and getting ourselves ready for the day, and Wayne was up for a call, Mandy was up for a call. So I was like, okay, we can do that, we've got time. And so we chatted, and I got to hear all about Mandy's Japan trip. So they were there for 4 days-ish. They flew into Tokyo and spent a couple days there, and then they took the train to Osaka. Went to a food market there and something else. They did like some interactive light show in Tokyo. They just kind of, if they saw that in passing or if they looked up like things to do, and that was a something. So that looked really neat. And then in Osaka, like I said, I think they did a food market. They did a riverboat ride. So they had a lot of fun, which was good. They got to the airport. While they were at the airport, just before they were leaving, is when the earthquake hit Russia. And there's a tsunami warning for Japan and, well, for Japan. And then like all of the west coast of the US and stuff like that. So I think, we waited till Mandy was on the plane. She was on the plane and ready to go, but still chatting. And I'm like, did you feel the earthquake at all? And she was like, no, this is the first I've heard of it. And I was like, okay, good. I didn't want to scare her or anything of saying, hey, there's this tsunami warning and stuff. And so so that was good. She had no news of it. There was nothing on the TVs there or anything, which is good, because I ended up seeing some reel from some airport in Japan where the whole building was shaking and things were falling, and then the guy looked out the window and then you could see the water coming up the runways up to the building. So again, it was like, okay, angels are looking out for them. Kept them protected. They got back to Korea just fine. And then she had a few more days off before she had to start teaching again on Monday. So that was good. They got some time to kind of rest and recuperate, relax, do all that. So yeah, so that was good. And then we asked Wayne what he was up to, and he ended up changing out our downstairs bathroom faucet, which is very nice. We've had kind of low water pressure in there for a year or two, especially for the hot water. So I think he took off the faucet and found that the hot water part of the faucet or something or other was all kind of gunked up. So that's why the water wasn't running through it. So he got a new faucet, put that on. So that was really nice. He took our microwave into the dump. So it's been in the garage for probably a year. What else did he do? Oh, he hosed off. He did water the garden and that, and then he hosed off the door of all the spider webs and things. And of course, they're back. So I'll probably go brush them down now. So I did show you the garden. So that was survived enough. That was okay. Wayne said he sprayed the bees this morning because I said, oh, I want to put a thing into hunt because, like I mentioned, I don't want the bees getting in the house. But he sprayed them, so we'll see if that did any good or not. I'll check that a little later. Like I said, I've got lots to do on my little to-do list today. I kept adding and adding things last night. I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, I got a lot to do. Granted, again, they don't all have to be done today, but there are a few things. So I'm just gonna keep plugging away. But again, it's another one of those, well, then we get my exercising in. And like I said, from being at Lala with Cassie, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, I've got the walking stamina, I can do this, but the whole, like, I can still get on the ground enough. Granted, it's easier in the living room and stuff where I've got a little bit of room, but trying to be a little more limber, do a little bit more stretching. I should maybe find some yoga routines or something, but I also just want to do more strength stuff. Try to lift some more of my weights, do squats, strengthen the legs, but other than that, life is good. So, I'm going to finish my walk here, get my shower in, get some breakfast in. Here's part of the seal coating. They did our path, so it's looking all nice and fresh now. Those are our cicadas. The Chicago cicadas make a different noise. They kind of more go, rah, 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 rah. That's interesting. Alright, I didn't get around to it yesterday, but I just did now. I tied up my cucumber plant, and I have another cucumber growing there, and I have one growing here. This one looks a little sad, so I don't know if it's just because, again, the plant didn't have water, but I still have more flowers. Oh yeah, and I have another one down there. My big one's still there, and whoop-de-doo, I have tomato there, and a tomato starting there. So we'll see if I end up getting to eat those tomatoes. Oh, and then my bean plant, I noticed yesterday too that it actually had a lot of flowers on there again too. So I might be getting another round of beans. So that would be nice. Happy Wednesday! As you can see, I did a thing. Cassie had a work photo shoot today, and so she wanted her hair to be refreshed because she'd had it colored in Korea, but it actually came out just as fast pretty much as it does when, I color it for her. So nicely, she actually just used a bunch of colors that we've used before. So she brought 4 of our blue teal colors down that I have sitting up on a dresser upstairs. So that was nice. We went through 3 of the bottles, so and ended up turning out nice, which was good, because I was thinking, okay, well, maybe I'll do a layer on top that would be like one color, and then I do the middle another color, and the bottom a color, or it was like, well, but maybe around her whole face I wanted it one color, so again, for the photos it would look nice, and maybe the back would kind of be a different color. So I did all around her face, like a teal, and the top of her head a little bit, maybe just a tad bit in the back. And then I went on to a more of a bluish, more bluish, so could be teal, but and I did that for then the rest of her head down, and then for the back of her head I did do this color. And I thought we needed the whole bottle because, again, her hair was just soaking them up. There are 3 different formulas also. There are 3 different name brands and all that. So some of them were going on real nicely, real wet, real smooth, and then there was some that were just like really just soaking up in her hair. And so I told, yeah, put the rest of the one bottle had half to 3/4 of it in it. So I'm like, yeah, squeeze it all in the little container. And so as we were putting that on, I'm like, we had a whole bunch left, and then once I'm like, oh,
I don't like throwing it out. I'm like, granted, I wasn't gonna save like a quarter of a bottle either. And I'm like, once again, I'm like, I could do my hair. I could do just underneath, you know. And Cassie's like, yeah, you want to? I'll do it for you. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, if you're going to do it for me. Because otherwise I would just be grabbing handfuls and try to do it, whatever. So we put the top of my hair up and just did the bottom half. So when the hair's down, you can't really see it. But when it's up, look, I only have it on half a ponytail right now. But at least when it's hanging it down, you can see then some of the, it's more tealish than blue. Let's try to figure out, I'm like, oh, my blue earrings, sapphire, but what, and I'm like, oh, it's more teal. I forgot. It's, yeah, more teal. But, yeah, she did hers, and it, like I said, well, she washed and all that last night, took a shower and stuff. Her turns out really nice. I get out of the shower, I come down, and I'm like, man, I don't know if you can really see it that much or not right now, but my hands were so blue. And she's laughing at me, and I guess my neck is blue. Maybe you can see it in this light. But I could kind of really see it in the living room, and then I went in the bathroom, and not so much. But so we do have some color remover stuff that we take a cotton ball, and it's like a liquid, and I can try to remove it. But I'm like, for right now, well, whatever. And this will come off of the hands as I just keep washing them. Like, I was going to paint my nails yesterday. I guess it's good that I didn't do that just yet. Paint over the dye. I don't know. But she said, yeah, the Good Dye Young, this color is very saturated, and it does this. Because we've rinsed her hair in the sink before, too, after she's colored it. And then I rinse her hair, and my hands have gotten a little bit colored, and same again, within a couple days it goes away, or usually like the Dawn dishwashing liquid, that will take it away. But in any case, there we go. This is the first time ever that I've colored my hair a color. Usually I would always just do the box colors or do it blonde. There's another first for my life. Woo, at 59. I know when we were at Lollapalooza, and like I said, that one concert had the whole mosh pit thing, and I'm like, that was my first mosh pit experience. And Wayne's all like, well, good thing to do before you're 60. And I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that's like next year. I keep thinking, I'm like, I'm still 58. I'm whatever. I don't know. So here we go again. Yeah, I colored my hair. Woo. First time. I still have some first times for things around here. But anyways, I am at the post office. I think it's sap on the windows, not rain. I mentioned that they're doing the seal coating of the garages, and they're doing it in front of our garage today. So we had to park on the street. So I think I've got sap on my windows. Anyway, somebody wanted to buy something I had on Marketplace. I had a 21 Pilots blanket, but she's in Michigan. And I'd had one person ask about it, about shipping, and I said no. And you can look up buyer details, or like whatever, the Facebook member details and all that stuff. So I did, and I happened to see that this person was from, oh, what's it near? I think it's near Lansing, Michigan. It's more on the left side of the state, on the west side. And it was like there too. I'm like, ah, too bad Manny's not home and going to visit her friends or something. I just like make a side trip, go drop it off, just because we're going. But in any case, then I had another girl say, oh, this is my favorite blanket and it's worn out and I would really like to have another one. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's available. And she goes, yeah, but you don't ship. And I'm like, well, fine. I'm like, oh, let me check. And because again, I could see what city she was in and where she was. So I came to the post office yesterday and I checked out the different boxes prices, because I know they have those boxes that is one cost, whatever you put in the box, then it's just a basic price. And then I did an envelope. I just grabbed an envelope off the shelf and I went up there. I have the blanket in a Ziploc bag so that it'll stay nice. Oh shoot, I forgot a piece of paper. Maybe I have one in the car. I was gonna write a little note. So I did this. I took this up. Thank goodness the post office was not busy. So I took this up with the envelope and asked her how much it would cost to ship to Michigan. I had the city and the zip code and all that. So she gave me a price. So it basically came up to $15. It was just shy of that. I'm like, I'm going to make it an even 15. Because again, also my time and gas coming to the post office. So I told her, I messaged her last night. I said, okay, well, this is the cost. And so do you still want me to go ahead with it? And she said yes. And I'm like, all right, well, here we go. I could do Venmo. Yep. I'm like, all right. So she Venmo'd the money. And I said, all right, I will head off to the post office, get this done. So I'm thinking, oh, we'll get this done before they kind of start the seal coating stuff, so I can hopefully hop right back over to my house instead of, otherwise I have to walk around the building to get to my side. But that's all right. It's a hot one again today, so I don't think I'm gonna take a walk. It's car says 77. It's hot. I know I took my walk yesterday. Today the back is still just a little tweaked and all that too. So okay, relaxing day today. I've got editing to do. I still have to edit a video for today. Like I said, I have a bunch filmed. I need to do editing. So that's my plan for today. So anyways, let me go get this shipped. Oh, those guys are funny. I've got my new cucumber growing, and yeah, Chippy's decided to have a taste. At least my big one still looks okay. I'll need to pick that soon. Happy Thursday. You kind of see behind me, they finished blacktopping in front of our place yesterday. So we still can't drive on it until like tomorrow. So I figured while the cars are still out of the garage, I would go ahead and vacuum in here. I usually like to vacuum once or twice a summer just because of all the dust and everything that gets in here, and even from the winter salt that all dries up and coats the garage. So I have a very nice shop vac, but then I take that because I've swept the garage before and all that stuff, and I sweep it out. But then again, if the wind, there's any wind or anything, it just blows it all back in the garage. And besides that, it doesn't get all of it up. Like there's usually some sediment still left on the garage floor. So I figured, well, I like to vacuum. But my back is still feeling a tad tweaked. I did a weight workout this morning instead of doing cardio. It's again too hot to walk because I didn't get out early enough. I think it's like 85-ish, 86 today, I think. And it's like noon, of course, but I did my workout, and then I had breakfast. I want to let breakfast settle before I'm bending over and vacuuming. But yeah, I'll show you. Because what they do is they blow all the leaves off of all the areas that they're going to be sealing. So they have like a big fan, and they walk along with that or whatever, and they blow all the leaves out. Well, of course, we were also supposed to have our garage open a foot for them doing this, and as they blew whatever, it blew in the garage. So again, while the cars are out, it would be nice just to get this done. So that'll kind of be like in place of my walking today. still bit more exercising. I'm still not even changed out of my exercise clothes because I've sweated these all up again and everything, and I need a shower. But same, I want to get this done before I do that. And then and then I'll go inside where it's air conditioned and then do the dishes while I cool off. But yeah, this is all the stuff that kind of got blown in and around and all that. So time to vacuum. Dun dun dun. All right, see what we can see. What do you guys do with your old clothes that like have holes in them and stuff? I have a bag. They have some like clothes drop boxes at a couple of the gas stations around here, a little further away, but it's kind of like when I have, pants that have holes in them and stuff, so obviously I'm not going to donate them to Goodwill or anything, but yeah, because, they can't be sold, so like this one has, it's got a big seam, big hole, but it's kind of like, I feel bad just throwing them out. So like I said, I know those closed drop boxes, but then I also heard something about like don't drop them off at closed drop boxes because they get shipped to third world countries for them to work at no cost, and they do whatever, and then they show like how they pick over clothes, and the bad ones like get tossed to wherever, which go to these landfills, which in their areas are just, it's not like even like a regulated landfill, it's just there's areas that get built up with trash. And then some of the good stuff then they put aside, and then they go to markets where on the streets they just have piles of clothes for people to go look through and buy, or I don't know. Like I try to recycle, I try to do, so I try to help the earth, save the planet. But I have a bag of clothes that it's just like, well, I don't know. What do you guys do? Let me know. But, all right, got my extension cord on. And let's start vacuuming. That's the thing too. Talk about even with all this being blown in, as I see the layer of dust on our grill that we have out here. Yeah, I love having an attached garage. And yeah, but even without this type of thing, without the blowing, everything in here gets loaded with a sediment. Like I'll go to pick something something up or grab, or something that's maybe been sitting out here, and I go to grab it and it's got a sediment on it that it's just like, oh, I don't know. It's just, I love it, but then again, it's kind of, anyways. Alright. I hope my filter's not too clogged up in this thing because I haven't emptied it in a while. Let's see what we can do. I must say, it feels so good to be able to do this stuff again. Back to like regular life. Things that I used to be able to do, I can do again. I have the energy. It feels good to so get it done. I'm so grateful. I have an extension for this, I believe, in the basement. I should try it so I don't have to bend over so much. I think I tried it once, and I didn't feel like I could get it clean enough. I could get down. How can I say? Like close enough, hard enough to the ground that it was sucking everything up. But I also have to do this in the basement because our basement is worse. I think I've at least done this once. Probably since I've gone through all this. Maybe last summer or whatever, I did this once. I have not done this in our basement in years. So that needs to get done too. But right now, like I said, I need this done so we can get our cars parked in here. That's what I was afraid of. So I'm vacuuming and I can see dust blowing out the sides, which means this is all full. So I have to see if I can try to carry it across the street and empty it. That would make sense. One, because I've already sucked up a lot. Two, like I said, we haven't emptied it in a while. Okay, I figured it out. There were actually squeeze handles. I knew there was something. I knew it had come up. I had to push this in, but my filter fell off. The vacuum isn't really that full. But, question is, how full is my filter? Alright. Let's see how long it stays on now. Black. That's right. To see if my sweating, if I'm going to turn any more blue. Cassie's all like, Mom, you got to take all that blue off your neck. And I said, yeah, well, I'll be showering today at some point, so I'm like, I could try to take the blue off then. But we'll take care of that then. Anyways, I'll vacuum some more and show you more later. Alrighty, there we are, finished. No more bunches of leaves. I got most of the stuff. A few areas I could have done more. I did miss a few, but all the leaves are off of there. Cleaned up all that. And then what usually gets it is behind the garbage cans. So I got that all cleaned out too. So, woohoo! Looking good. And I believe it took me just over an hour, so not too bad. Goodness gracious, we had a big tree limb come down. Happy Friday! I decided I would come out for a walk right away in the morning.
opposed to exercising first. It was 79 on my computer for a little bit, and then I had to do, well, I'm uploading my Cassie interview video, so I finally got that edited last night. So I got that going. Looked at the computer, it was 79 degrees just before that or whatever, so I did that, did something else, and then went to the computer to tell the family I was going out for a walk, and that I checked the bee activity. There isn't any. Look at the computer, it's 85 degrees. I'm like, how did it jump 5 degrees in 20 minutes? Goodness gracious. So, well, even still, I'm just going to walk the path. I'm not going to walk to the corner and back. My back is still feeling just a tad tweaked. I did do my weight exercise yesterday. That's fine. I'm feeling sore from that too. So, got the legs are hurting a little, inner thighs, but that's good. Put the garbage can out. They can't come out. You guys. Yeah, they seal coated here by my mom's yesterday. So, it's looking good. I'll have to just double check her garage. I was going to come over and open up her garage, and then it was like, well, most of the people had their garages closed, so I thought, forget it then. I'll just leave hers closed. So that should have worked fine. But anyways, what? Yeah, so the exterminator came out yesterday. I still had the bees going in the electrical wall along our place. And so I said, I don't know if you need to open up this little door area or not, like it's not locked or anything and stuff. And he's like, I'm just gonna spray from the outside. He said, he goes, once you start spraying them, they get mad. He goes, so stay inside for, at least an hour or so. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, let me see where we're at with Wayne coming home from work. And so I just texted him and I said, oh, you could walk on our seal-coated area. I said, how about come in the garage door? So he did. So we just left that area alone yesterday. Cassie came in the garage door. Yeah, I checked this morning and there's no activity. So that's wonderful. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Yeah, so that will be wonderful if the bees are taken care of. I didn't see any more ground wasps because yesterday when I had checked the garden, I was coming back to the house, in the morning, I saw one ground wasp flying around the area. Ooh, baby mosquitoes. Like he was looking for an entrance and wasn't finding one. I'm like, yay. I said, so don't make one. Oh, hello, Mr. Duck. So, yeah, he just flew off. So I looked and I did not see that he tried digging a new hole or anything, so that was good. What else? The car Cassie's driving, which is also Mandy's car, but for years we've had a spider in the driver's side mirror. And we've tried flushing it out with the hose. We've, just blasted it and all that kind of stuff, and it doesn't seem to help. So, and I don't know if he laid eggs back there and these are all the babies, because I can't imagine the spider's living for, 5 years here. But every morning she goes to the car, there's a web built. So she finally looked up yesterday. She's like, Mom, can we use your peppermint essential oil, or I don't have any lavender. So there's something, because that's what she's looked up, what it says that will discourage spiders. And so I looked it up again this morning. I think she might have said vinegar too. So I looked it up, and yep, vinegar is supposed to discourage spiders from living in an area. So I'm like, all right. I mixed up a mixture this morning and I went and I sprayed her mirror. And we'll see, because yeah, there was a web there again. It does say you may need to reapply and everything, so maybe I'll do it again tonight when she gets home and just maybe do it for a couple days in a row and try to maybe make sure. And seeing as it says, yeah, kind of the spiders don't like the smell of vinegar or something, so then I sprayed around our front door and around our mailbox. So we'll see if that helps. And again, it's vinegar and water, and it says it doesn't have to be rinsed, so hopefully it shouldn't stain anything or anything either. So that'll be all right. If that works, I could do it on my mom's mailbox too. She gets spiders built up around there. Poor mailmen, mail carriers. Yeah, so that went good, cleaning out the garage. I got that all done. So a little sore, again, probably because of my exercising. I was doing some squats and one-legged squats, so it's a little bit more, but also when I do the garage, I always figure that my left leg always hurts just a little bit more, as it's the leg that I lean on more, put more pressure on. So other than that, not too bad. I think I got another video. I don't remember if I had that other video edited yesterday too or what. I kind of did some computer work again yesterday and stuff, but I feel like I did a lot. I guess with doing the garage, well then I showered and all that too, so that took time and got the dishes done. And so it was good. Felt like a good productive day. It felt good. Like I mentioned yesterday in the garage, it feels good to be feeling good again and feeling like I can do these normal things. Stuff around the house, like with vacuuming the garage. Like I said, I need to vacuum the basement yet. Going through things, moving things around, but doing some of the house cleaning stuff, the more deep cleaning, that hasn't been done in a while. So life is good. So anyways, I'm glad the path is open again. This is nice. I just wanted to take a short walk and see what it looks like. It's going on. They did a good job. I'm glad there are people out there that do that. Again, I'm grateful. I told them that when I ran the errand the other day. One of the marketplace people, they wanted me to ship. I had a 21 Pilots blanket and they wanted me to ship it to Michigan. So I checked out the price and then she said, yep, she still wanted it. I'm like, okay. And then, so I ran out, which I needed to park the car on I think I had it on the street actually. I parked it on the street the day before because in case I needed to go back to the post office right away for her, but I'd gone the next day and I forget why I'm telling you that. Will it come to me? You know, 21 pounds blankets, I'm feeling good. I don't know. If I think of it, I'll fill you in. But, ooh, there's a mystery to be solved. Mystery solved. I remembered as I'm coming to the end of the path here and see a bunch of the leaves blown over and this area blocked off because they'll be seal coating this courtyard now. As I came back into the house after running out to the post office, the guys were kind of in front of my garage, and so I thanked them for doing this job and said that I appreciate them because again, we think about all the different jobs that are out there, all the different things people can do, and jobs that I would not like to do. I would not want to do it. Like window washing skyscrapers. Like, that would not be a good thing. Working on bridges, not a good thing. You know, even all the construction, all people that they're out in the hot and heat. Like, these guys, doing seal coating. Well, again, no, even paving roads. But being out here in this 85-degree, heat and having to do the seal coating and stuff, which in and of itself is kind of sneaky job, literally. So anyways, yes, I'm letting people know lately that I appreciate that. When we went to Lollapalooza, I was telling all the workers there as we were passing them, so we were like, going in and scanning our wristbands and all that kind of stuff, security. I was just like, the staff, I should say. I was like, thank you for doing your job, doing this job, because you need workers to do that kind of stuff in order to provide those activities and things like that, provide services. You need people to do them. So I am very appreciative that there are people who do that stuff. So there we go. Yay.